You just got a credit card. Congrats.
Pretty much everyone knows they have a credit score. Credit scores can affect everything, from student loans to mortgages to insurance. But how exactly do credit scores get calculated? Most Americans use credit for big purchases, like homes and cars, as well as everyday purchases, like groceries and clothing. When you buy something on credit, you're basically borrowing money from a lender now with the expectation that you'll pay it back later. When you pay your debt back on time, and of course in full, your credit score improves.
The higher your score, the more you can borrow, and the lower your interest rates will be.
Credit scores are 3-digit numbers that determine your individual credit risk. The system we use today was developed by a data analytics company named FICO in 1956. Experian, TransUnion, and Equifax supply the credit report data that is the basis for your score.
So it's really FICO's formula that determines your risk.
So how do credit scores get calculated? FICO scores are based on data from your credit report from each of the 3 bureaus. You can have dozens of FICO scores based on which lender the data is from, the formula the lender uses, and any other tweaks the lender makes.
There are other score formulas, but FICO is the most commonly used.
In general, FICO scores are based 35% on your payment history, 30% on the amount of debt you owe, 15% on the length of your credit history, 10% on new lines of credit, and 10% on various lines of credit you have open. To start building credit, the first thing you need to do is open a line of credit and start using it. To do that, you need to show creditors that you have a reliable way of paying that debt back. In most cases, that probably means you'll need to have a job. Young people with no credit history often have their parents co-sign for loans or credit cards, which means you're both responsible until that line of credit is closed.
If you're on your own, there are other options, like student credit cards, secured credit cards, even store credit cards, which have lower barriers of entry and high approval rates. The drawback is they often come with higher interest rates and lower credit limits.
Assuming you're reasonably responsible with your payments, your first score should fall anywhere between 500 to 700.
If you fall below 700, look at your spending habits and reassess your repayment methods.
You can check your credit report for free from the big 3 credit reporting agencies.
Why do you need to build credit? Because life is expensive.
Maybe you're financing a car, or buying your first home, or starting a new business. Having access to a line of credit when you need to make a big purchase is the only way for most people to make those things happen. Remember, you build your credit gradually over time. The most important factor when calculating that credit score is your payment history. So only borrow what you know you can afford to pay back on.